In today's video, I'll be speedrunning the Elden Ring Platinum Trophy to prepare myself and have a character ready for the new Shadows of the Erdtree DLC. I'm also progressively working on a Soul series for the channel where I get the Platinum Trophy for all of the games, and I've already beat Elden Ring multiple times on PC and Xbox. So with all the hype going around from the DLC, I saw this as a perfect opportunity to rebuy the game so I can add the Elden Ring Platinum Trophy to my collection. Elden Ring's Platinum Trophy mainly consists of defeating a lot of bosses, collecting legendary items, and getting 3 different endings: the Elden Lord, Age of Stars, and Lord of Frenzied Flame. I would say that I'm a pretty knowledgeable Elden Ring player, so I don't really need to follow a guide for this, but from what I've read online, on average, this trophy takes people around 60 to 90 hours. My official start date for this Platinum Trophy was Saturday, June 15th, and my goal is to just have this completed by the time the Shadows of the Erdtree release. Starting my fresh new Elden Ring playthrough, I created Thor from God of War Ragnarok, and the goal was to just create a strength build, create the ultimate bonk. I actually haven't played Elden Ring since like last year, so this is basically my test and preparation for the DLC. First thing I had to do since I haven't played in months was make sure I still got it. You know, I had to fight Tree Sentinel fresh out the gates. No feller, ready like a buck. Whoa. Almost just went out like that. I don't like fighting on uneven surfaces. Game will mess you over easily. Tree Sentinel down. Hey, that felt good. Let's go. Now, I feel like this Platinum Trophy already takes us on a pretty adventurous journey as is. So to be honest, I didn't really feel like traveling too much off track from the trophies. I basically got what I needed to prepare for the Margit fight already. Of course, grabbing any golden seeds and crystal tears that I possibly passed while on my way to Caelid. Now you may be asking, why is this man already going to Caelid? Well, I said that my objective was to create a strength build, and in a chest behind a wagon inside of Caelid, we find the Greatsword, which is a pretty good starting weapon that can still hold its own even late game. Now this big thing does take a whopping 32 strength to use, and I'm still a fresh spawn. Over at Lens Rise in Caelid, there's a spot where a bowling ball spawns, and I can bait it to roll off the map. So I did this a handful of times just so I can upgrade and have the base stats to use this weapon. After doing all this, I finally traveled to the Round Table, which gave me my first trophy of the playthrough. Then I headed off to the Stormville Castle, where we'll see our first main bosses that hold 2 trophies for us to grab. Here we go. Okay, good damage. I've also never used like, oh my god, I forget that's a... I've already died, bro. This nigga is trash. Bruh. Oh my god, I couldn't recover. Margit was the perfect obstacle for me to test out heavy weapons and just get used to the playstyle of them. I normally use deck stuff with fast recoveries, but with heavy weapons, you gotta get used to the timing more, know when you can possibly get hit while recovering. The playstyle is a whole 180, but I was liking it. I did die a couple times getting used to it, but in no time, I was doing Margit dirty. Gotta lock in like John Locke. You done attacking now, or what? 'Cause I've been beating his ass, like. Annoying ass boss. Without wasting any time, I had to open a front gate for us to speedrun straight over to the Godric fight. Godric the Grafted. It's been a while since I fought him. Zeus. Stun easily. This dude, oh no, it's only 2? Thought it was a 3rd. Oh, that's the grab move. I'm dead, I'm dead.
A few moments later.
Wow, man. Damn.
Behind him? 1, 2, 3. No stagger yet. Is outlandish. Yes. Oh. I was about to say. Y'all, we almost just killed each other, literally. Like, that almost just happened. The next bosses we have to fight for trophies are both Renala and Radahn. But before we even headed that way, I did make a few pit stops. First, I grabbed some Sites of Graces around the Liurnia area just for some easier traveling. Then I also went for the Smithing Stone Bell Baron 1, so this greatsword can hit even harder. Grabbing a Great Rune will give us a trophy, so since I already did take down all the bosses of Stormville, I traveled all the way back so I can get Godric's Great Rune. Just so I got this out the way early, I traveled to the 2 forts that hold the Grand Lift medallions. Going through Fort Ferroth, we can get more than a piece of the medallion. There's 4 trophies where we have to collect legendary spells, spirit ashes, weapons, and talisman. And here we can find a legendary talisman, making it our first out of 8. I worked more on my early game build and grabbed some small items. I had to grab one of my favorite Ash of Wars in the game, the Lion's Claw, because who wouldn't want to do a front flip with a big ass greatsword? And oh no, he is cooked. Front flip on him. Bruh, that was so easy. We got a trophy for beating this boss as well as a legendary weapon, making it my first out of 9. Now I was officially ready to progress back through the main bosses, with Renala being the first to hunt down. I grabbed the glintstone key behind the dragon in the middle of the lake and traveled to a sealed place where I can use it. The first boss we're put up against is the Red Wolf of Radigan. Oh, he is cooked. Bro, I just died because I got greedy. Not gonna lie, I'll let the greed get the best of me. We got that trophy out the way, and now we have to face Renala. My next target was to beat Radahn, and we first had to travel to the Altus Plateau and activate any side of grace so the Radahn portal opens up and I don't have to fight my way through that castle. Since I was in the area, I grabbed the Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 2, upgraded my weapon, then headed for the castle. Okay, here we go, y'all. Fighting Radahn for the first time. Oh, already? Alright, well, guess he's already doing the lightning. Oh, that's when he disappeared. Alright, here we go. He was about to turn into a goddamn planet. Whoa, whoa. Stamina management. I almost beat him first try. Then I went on to choke so bad. Okay, we can get him this time. Oh, and get a lock in. Let me do a quick heal. I hate this game. Like, I could have hit him after that dive attack, but I thought to heal because I didn't want to risk it and get greedy, but that ended up costing me. Back-to-back times almost beating him, I continued to die for quite a bit because I was upset at those horrid chokes. Eventually, I brought myself together to lock back in, and we got it done. God. So for our next main bosses, we have to make our way towards the capital. But before I even progressed any further with that, I wanted to adventure around the underworld area just to clear out some of the optional bosses. Between the Siofa River, Ansel River, and Deep Root Depths underworld parts, we have around like 8 boss trophies to get. First I went down to the Siofa River, and around this area there's fires that we can light to activate the Ancestor Spirit boss fight. There's no reason for this thing to have this big ass arena. Front flip? Nah, I did 8, bruh. Front flip? Bro, that is crazy. I do a third of its health from the front flip. Go. Earlier we beat Radon, and this opened up the path to Nokron. Speedrunning through here, the first fog wall we come across is the Mimic tier, and they do give us a trophy for beating it. Just like the Siofa River, this area also has fires that we can light to activate the Regal Ancestor Spirit boss fight. This boss fight is basically a pack-a-punch version of the Ancestor Spirit fight that we just did. How much my flip does? 900? Okay. Oh. All majestic and stuff. 2, and then boom. Oh my god, I keep getting kicked by that. What does this move again? Oh, that's when he regens health. Oh, that's a GG. Well, that was easy. Another trophy down. If we follow a low-key side path that eventually takes you to the Deep Root Depths, we're blocked off by the Valiant Gargoyles. Now, I completely despise gargoyle bosses. I'm pretty sure it stems from my randomizer playthrough, because imagine having to fight these two in Malekith's arena with his damage and health per gargoyle. That was one of my most painful Elden Ring experiences. Oh, the other Valiant Gargoyles here. Twin blade, motherfucker. GG. Bro. I did die a couple times in this boss fight from getting too greedy and not paying attention to the other gargoyle, but this was way easier than that randomizer playthrough. Oh, is this fraud killed? Fuck this fraud. We now have a way to enter the Deep Root Depths, and the boss we need to defeat here is the Lich Dragon Fortisax, but this is a secret boss that requires me to interact with the NPC Fia and bring her an item that we get from Ronnie's questline. So we'll just have to take care of this later because we're not doing Ronnie stuff just yet. So right now my next objective was to find the Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella. I was running around Noxtella like a lost dog, but I stumbled upon a chest here with a legendary talisman to add to my collection for the trophy. Then eventually I found the correct direction I needed to be in for the Dragonkin Soldier fight. Where you at, bro? Alright. Damn. Got him. Let's go. We do still have some underground bosses to defeat that I'll return to, but now I'm back on the surface to beat some other bosses on the easy side. I traveled to the cave where the magma worm is because this will give us a trophy. Then I traveled over to the Caria Manor for the first time to fight Loretta. This boss fight wasn't hard. It's basically like another variant of the Tree Sentinel. Oh, GG. There goes our trophy. The next area I want to get out the way is the Volcano Manor. We have 2 boss trophies here, the Godskin Noble and Rykard. Now while at the Volcano Manor, we talk with a lady who gives us quests to hunt people down basically. And this eventually will let us fight Rykard. But instead of doing all this extra stuff, I literally just went inside this room where there's a hidden wall and proceeded with my speedrunning skills until I made it to the Godskin Noble fight. Oh fuck. Oh, you cooked, buddy. With this boss defeated, we can continue to speedrun until we find a portal that teleports us to the Rykard arena. Rykard isn't even that difficult of a boss fight. I mean, I did die like 3 times, but how it ended was a crazy moment. Bro, me and the boss just killed each other. Oh, I still got it. I still got it. Okay. Bro, me and the boss hit each other at the exact same time. I got scared for a second, bro. Around this time, the capital was finally calling us, but first I wanted to do Vare's questline for the medallion that takes us to the Moog area. Long story short, I invaded people for the quest and got folded because I was jumped by like 3 people every time.
I'm serious right now, bro.
I got the cloth with the maiden's blood, then I got my medallion. Then I decided to just travel to the Mogwin Palace before we head into the capital, just so I can take advantage of this really good farm with this bird in this area. I didn't have a plan to level up too crazy. I mean, I usually don't pass meta levels for PvP on any of my characters. At around level 81, I was finally ready to face the capital. The Draconic Tree Sentinel was guarding the entrance, but a couple of front flips with my greatsword embarrassed him. Speedrunning here was pretty easy, but my first goal wasn't to fight the bosses. First thing I needed to do was get through this horrible sewer down in the middle of the capital so we can do all this Lord of Frenzy quest stuff. While the stuff you gotta do is pretty simple, getting there is the real problem. Annoying enemies, mazes, parkour, just a straight ruthless path.
I hate it here.
Bro, I just fell off again. Bro, I can't deal with this shit, bro. I just died, bro. This is so bad.
That's not fair!
Yes, I'm finally here. Eventually, when you make it through, we have to beat Moog the Omen. That does give us a trophy. And after you beat him, in the back of his arena, there's a secret path that opens up to one of the most creepiest areas in the game, in my opinion. I noticed that the area was still sealed off, and it says that we have to beat Morgoth. So thank God that there is a site of grace here so we can return. I just continued my way through the capital. The first boss we encountered is the Golden Shade Godfrey. Finally staggered him. Immediately after beating him, I ran straight to the Morgoth boss fight. Oh my god, I almost just got caught with the one-shot move. Alright, one more hit and Margit's dead. But, no. Fuck out of here. Now the seal was open to that area, but first I decided to go on a pit stop to fight some more side bosses. I traveled over to the Shaded Castle so we can fight Elmer the Briar. Oh yeah, he's cooked. Oh no, he's cooked. He's cooked. Nah. I just killed his ass so quick. Literally was so easy, and aside from the trophy, they also gave us a legendary sword to add to our collection. We're now officially halfway from the platinum trophy, and so far we've just been doing a lot of boss slaying. The next pit stop was to make my way across the Lake of Rot, parkour my way down to this area where we find a coffin that takes us down to the Estelle Natural Born of the Void boss fight. Oh, here we go. I forgot Estelle's move set other than like those projectile moves. Oh, that's the teleport move, I think. Oh. Damn, okay.
Oh, okay, goddamn.
Dead. GG. I returned back to the capital area to do this last step for the Lord of Frenzied Flame ending. Basically, all you have to do is parkour your way down to the bottom, and I seem to struggle real bad with this. It's so easy to slip in this area. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. So down here, we interact with these 3 fingers that burns us and leave a mark behind. And after this cutscene, sitting at a site of grace, we speak with Melina, who basically says that she'll kill us for inheriting the Frenzied Flame and just some crazy lore. So now basically the Frenzied Flame ending is locked for the trophy. And the last thing we have to do is just beat the game. So from Limgrave all the way up to the capital, I've mostly did everything trophy-wise, making the next objective is heading towards the mountaintops of the giants. Before we start heading there, I wanted to take the opportunity to grab some of these items for the 4 collection trophies. In a hidden spot inside the Caria Manor, I found the Sword of Night and Flame inside of a chest. After defeating Radon, if we return back to the Redmane Castle, a new fog gate appears with the duo boss that rewards us with the Ruins Greatsword. Inside the capital, we can make our way up this weird little structure to get the Bolt of Grandsax. In the Altus Plateau at an Evergale near the Grand Lift, we fought Goldfroy the Grafted for the Godfrey Icon Talisman. In a hidden spot at the Academy of Rea Lucaria, we found the Radigan Icon Talisman. In the back of the Volcano Manor, we get the Common Azure spell by talking to this dude. Now, because we have the Common Azure spell, we can speak with Selin, and she'll basically give us a key that we can take to the Celia Hideaway Cave. And we can use the key to unlock this area and grab the Stars of Ruin spell. If you take out this huge sleeping dragon over in Caelid, this will unlock a new legendary spell that we can buy from the Cathedral of Dragon Communion, and it's called the Grail's Roar. Defeating an Evergale boss close to the lakes of Liurnia rewarded me with the Flame of the Fell God legendary spell. Doing some tree parkour over in the Deeproot Depths led me to finding the Elden Stars legendary spell. Legendary Spirit Ashes is something that I'll also have to collect, and so far I have none. There's around 6 in total, and you usually find these inside of catacombs. So I went on a little adventure collecting the ones that I can get for right now. By the dunes next to the Radon Arena, we have the War Dead catacombs. The boss here rewards us with the Redmane Night Spirit. In the Altus Plateau area, we went through the Sainted Hero's Grave. Very, very horrid area, by the way. You got traps, imps, and enemies that have this magic effect where you have to lure them into this lighted area in order to damage them. The boss here was pretty easy though, and they reward us with the Ancient Dragon Night Spirit. The next catacombs I traveled to was the Tombsword Catacombs. I literally took this boss out in one hit, and they rewarded me with another legendary spirit. Lastly, I traveled back to Nokron because we can find the Mimic Tear inside of a chest that's locked behind a gate. So far, we've collected 18 out of 30 of the legendary items needed for the 4 trophies. The rest are mostly found late game in the areas like the Halleck Tree or an area that's only accessible from Ronnie's questline. So now the next objective would be to head towards the mountaintops of the giants so we can get the Fire Giant trophy. On my way there, I did pick up a few items like the Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 3 and Vike's Dragon Bolt. With this huge greatsword, this boss was not an issue for me. Oh, you can't hit him when he's staggered. Just kill Fire Giant. Before I would follow with the main objective and burn the Erd Tree, I gathered the secret medallion pieces to the consecrated snowfields. We can grab one of the pieces from Castle Sol in the snow area after we beat Commander Niall. On my way up to the boss fight, I found the Eclipse Shottle, another legendary weapon towards the trophy. Then we fought Commander Niall, which will give us a trophy. Just one more hit. Just one more hit. Oh my god, I got him. After we beat him, in the area behind him, we can find our first piece to the secret medallion. And the other half is found in Liurnia inside the village of Albinarix from this dude that's disguised as a pot. Last thing I did before going to burn the Erd Tree was cross this invisible bridge to the Heretical Rise for another legendary spell. Yo. Nah, this gotta be one of the coolest cutscenes. Now we made it to the farm Azula. First thing I did was speedrun all the way to the Godskin Duo arena to have the site of grace to fast travel to. I knew the bosses from here on out were going to start getting harder, so I decided to finally work on my build and grab some items that I've been anticipating on using. The first thing I had to grab was the big red hammer, and I upgraded this thing pretty high and put my Lion's Claw ability on it. I was also looking for an armor set to use, and the one that caught my attention the most was the Briar set. I feel like it complements my weapon pretty well.
I needed something that wasn't gonna be in my ass.
I traveled back to the Godskin Duo arena after finishing my build. I did die a few times, but I can tell that this wouldn't be that hard of a boss fight because the damage that I was outputting to only one Godskin was pretty big. I knew that I'd be able to easily keep them singled out. This one should be dead. Godskin Duo done. Beating the Godskin Duo rewards us with the Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 4, which it probably would have been smart to upgrade before Malekith. But fun fact, Malekith is actually one of my favorite bosses in the game, so I was pretty confident to just speedrun my way right there. One, two, heal, boom, blow. Oh, killed him. Let's go. After the cutscenes and stuff, I proceeded through the capital just so we can make it to Radigan, and then after clean up any trophies that I can still possibly get in this playthrough. I beat Gideon in literally seconds, and then I ran straight towards the Godfrey fight, and I beat him with the second phase on my like 4th try. Wait, what? Oh, I just killed him. At this point, we're at the end of the game, but we can still grab a couple more trophies before ending off this playthrough. And that includes beating some of the most hardest bosses in the game. We still have to beat the big 3. I traveled back to the farm Azula because I realized that we need an ancient dragon smithing stone to fully upgrade my weapon for a trophy. And we also have some legendary items to collect here. Defeating an invader at this tower gave me a handful of items, but the one that we needed is the legendary weapon, the Devourer's Scepter. And conveniently enough, right behind the invader we just fought, there's a chest with the Old Lord's Talisman, another legendary item needed. For another legendary talisman, I had to make my way back to the capital, because now that it's covered in ash, we can grab the Erdtree's Favor 2 talisman. Finally, I'll set off on my journey to the Halleck Tree. We have to use the secret medallion, make our way through this blizzard until we get to Ordina. Then we have to use this Evergale and light some fires. Making it to the Halleck Tree, I obviously speed ran through here until we reached the first boss, Loretta. And dead. Over in this area of the Halleck Tree, there's a couple legendary items to collect. First, I speed ran over to the Melania boss arena to grab the Site of Grace. Then I went to collect some legendary items. The last talisman I needed for the collections trophy was also located here. Traveling back to the consecrated snowfield, there's a cave with one of those misbegotten bosses that rewards us with the legendary weapon, called the Golden Order Greatsword. So I've completed the trophy for the legendary talisman collection, and the last items that we need are tied to the Ronnie questline, meaning that we can actually complete all 3 around the same time for my New Game Plus. Now it was time for me to finally face Melania, and what I can say is that this was an experience. Oh buddy. Oh yeah, she staggers. Melania, second phase, first try. Oh my god, I died. Bro, I died the most bullshit fucking way.
A few moments later.
Oh, GG. GG. She did the waterfowl dance hella early. So far, back-to-back second phases. My first 2 tries, I made it to her second phase with no problem. The hammer, along with my buffs, did some big damage. It staggered her and it would take her out some of her attack animations. It was looking good for me, but then it just progressively got worse. After each death, it just seemed to be more and more of a struggle for me. I went on to fighting her for around 4 hours straight, just dying back to back to back to back, first and second phase. Now, I've beat Melania multiple times in the past, but she literally just felt unbeatable for me this time around. And this was a day before the release of the Shadows of Erdtree DLC, so I needed this done ASAP, and I was just feeling pressured.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
It got to the point where I wanted to change the weapon that I was using. So I decided to give this Blasphemous Blade a try, and since I've already been leveling Strength and Faith, I felt like this was the perfect weapon to give a try because I already had the stats for it. The strategy I wanted to go for was basically keeping my distance and just spam the weapon skill, but she literally dodged it every single time. It was a pretty sad moment. Then eventually I wasn't having it and I just gave up for now. 2 other bosses that I have to beat are Placidusax and Moog. Since I was struggling against Melania, I thought it was best for me to just go fight some other bosses and get these 2 out the way. Placidusax can be found back at the Farm Azula. Now honestly, I do hate fighting dragon bosses, but Placidusax isn't too hard of a boss if you just focus on his leg and tail. Its attacks are pretty simple to dodge. For me personally, the only tedious thing is just the route back after you die. This arena though honestly have to be one of the best in the game, and this whole fight was just a straight cinema. One more hit and he's dead. One more hit and Placidusax is dead. What is he gonna do though? Oh, he wants to kill. He wants to kill. Okay, lock in. Lock in like John Locke. Oh, okay, easy to punish, easy to punish. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh my god. My fucking intuition just told me to dodge right there. Now I'm killing him before he does that. The next boss I went for is Moog. I already fought Mini Moog in the underground for the Lord of Frenzied Flame ending, so I was pretty warmed up to the moveset, and I'm not gonna lie, the hammer did him dirty. We beat him. Just tank through that and beat him. Let's go. Yes, sir. We gotta beat him again though for the DLC, but that's not gonna be in the video. That's gonna be after. So right now, the last boss trophies needed were Melania and Fortisax. I went directly back to Melania after beating Moog, and the nightmare continued. And once again, I went on to fighting her for over 4 hours, getting so close to beating her, but there was one specific run that was just the nail in the coffin for me. She is doing the perfect moves right now. If I beat her after I just said this is my last time, hook this fraud. Waterfowl dance, yep. I can't run yet. Alright, second phase right now. That's heading. Staggered. Hill. Waterfowl dance. Jump up. Oh! No. I'm summoning someone. I'm summoning someone. How I got baited, I am summoning someone. Bro, I just fucked her up so bad on the second phase. Got her less than half. I staggered her, hit her on the ground. And when I thought she was going to do a waterfowl dance, she literally runs forward as if she's going to go for an attack and then immediately jumps up in the air. She just straight baited me. Now, keep in mind that all of this was happening a few hours before the release of the DLC, and I've already wasted close to 8 hours trying to beat Melania. I mean, I knew she was hard, but I didn't expect me to sit here for 8 hours. It may be disappointing that I ended up taking this route, but I couldn't afford to waste any more time, so I just summoned in some randoms with bleed builds to just clean up the dirty work, so we can finally move on with this platinum trophy. To finally put an end to our first playthrough so we can get the Lord of Frenzy Flame trophy, we have to beat both Ratigan and Elden beasts. Honestly, these bosses were never too hard for me. I mean, I struggled on my very first playthrough, but all the times I've died and stuff, I've basically got their moveset just engraved in my mind. So I have a pretty good understanding of them, and I beat them on my second try. Like I said, this was hours before the DLC release, and there was a recent patch where you can now use Torrent inside of the Elden Beast Arena. And honestly, it made it way easier and just flow better. Oh yeah, that's right, you can use your horse now. Oh, I forgot about that. Ooh, let's go. Hey! Immediately after beating my first playthrough, I started my New Game Plus, and this time around, we have to do both the Ronnie and Elden Lord ending. As long as I follow the Ronnie questline, this shouldn't be an issue, because when we have a choice for the endings, I can literally make a backup save and just do both. It saves a lot of time, and I don't have to do a third New Game Plus. I only had a few more hours until the official release of the DLC, so this was going to be a test for my speedrunning skills for sure. With this being New Game Plus, I don't have to do any preparing and exploring and stuff, so I can just run straight to the main bosses. After Stormville, we're able to visit Ronnie's Rise behind the Caria Manor to start this questline. This is a Platinum Trophy video and not a lore video, so let's just sum it up. I spoke with Ronnie and then had to speak with 3 different people that she's working with basically. This dude gives me a letter that I have to deliver to Sorceress Saiyan, so now I have to beat Radahn to open up Nokron. But first I took a visit over to the Academy of Rhea Lucaria to beat Renala. After I went to go fight Radahn and I easily ran through him. My build was honestly disintegrating these bosses. With the path open up to Nokron, I had to travel there to grab the Fingerslayer blade for this quest that we have to give back to Ronnie. When we give it to her, she basically leaves, and then we can use a portal over at Renna's Rise that takes us to the Ansel River main. And here we can find a miniature Ronnie doll. While here, if we follow a certain path, we'll eventually come across an elevator in Noxtella that takes us down and we fight the Baleful Shadow. Beating him gives us a key that we can use to open up a locked chest at the Academy of Rhea Lucaria, and inside this chest we get the Ring of Oath. Now we have to make our way across the Lake of Rot to the Estelle boss fight. After the boss fight, there's an elevator in the back of the arena, and this takes us up to the Moonlight Altar, and this is also the place that I need to be in order to collect my last 3 legendary items for the collection trophies. The last step we have to do for the Ronnie questline is head to this cathedral and go underground, where basically I'll speak with Ronnie and she's now our maiden. Completing this whole questline rewards us with the Dark Moon Greatsword, and this also completes the Legendary Weapons trophy. The only thing we have to do now is just beat the game, and then they'll give us a choice between either the Elden Lord ending or the Ronnie ending. Around in this area there's an Evergale, and beating the boss here rewards me with the last Legendary Spirit Ash that's needed for my trophy. Lastly, at Chelena's Rise, after we complete this puzzle, we can grab the last legendary spell, and this completes all of the collection trophies.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
So now the only trophies we need is for beating Fortisax and then both of the endings. Basically from this point on, until I made it up to Ratigan, I literally just ran through every single boss, beating them in just a couple of hits. Before ending off this playthrough, I still needed to fight Fortisax, which requires me to do Fia's questline stuff. After we burn the Erd Tree, Fia disappears from the round table and we can now find her in the Deep Root Depths. When we make it to this location, we have to defeat her guards, the Fia's champions. Then after some interactions and giving her the curse mark of death, we have to refresh this area a few times, and then eventually we'll be able to start the Fortisax fight. One more hit and he's... Oh, I almost whiffed that last hit. Finally. Only trophies for me to get was the endings, so I just went on to beat Ratigan and the Elden Beast so we can finally finish this platinum trophy. In about 49 hours of gameplay from Saturday, June 15th all the way to Thursday, June 20th, the night of the DLC release basically, I finally completed the Elden Ring Platinum Trophy. The first ending I did to get the trophy was the Ronnie ending. Let's go. We got the Age of Stars ending. People popping fireworks outside. Then I went back to load my backup save and did the Elden Lore ending, and this officially completes the Platinum Trophy. Come on. Yep. Platinum? Let's hear that sound. Yes! Let's go. Completed the Elden Ring Platinum Trophy in less than a week. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'd appreciate if you dropped a like. And if you'd like to turn my post notifications on just to be a part of the first people to just be alerted every time I upload, I'd also appreciate that. There was a lot of things that I did feel like I spent too much time on, but I still managed to get this Platinum Trophy by the time of the DLC release, so I'm completely fine with that. And thank y'all for watching again. I'll catch you later.